what's better than earning money from a 9-to-5 job? It's earning money while you sleep, which is made possible if you start investing. You're listening to the Real Estate Investing Demystified with your very own dynamic duo, Ava Benisaki and August Biniaz. Tune in as we discuss everything real estate, both on the passive and active sides. We feature life-changing stories of today's real estate leaders that will help build your own roadmap to success. This is a show that will lead you to a diversified portfolio, a much bigger revenue, and a next-level venture that brings you a smooth cash flow. Let's get this episode started.
Hi everyone, August Biniaz at Real Estate Investing Demystified. We're with Paul Hutchinson at the Brad Sumrok event here in Dallas. Super interesting guy, fascinating guy. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the primary investor and the executive producer behind a movie called Sound of Freedom. But my career started years ago. I sold a successful company in my 20s, started investing in real estate, realized I needed a hire guy smarter than me, else I'll lose all my money in real estate. So my partner, John Pennington, and I co-founded a company called Bridge Loan Capital, which morphed into Bridge Investment Group, which is the predecessor of what is now the public company. I retired long before it went public. I retired a little under $20 billion in assets under management, over 50,000 apartment units, and has continued to grow since that time.
Incredible. Just to give you a perspective, $20 billion, and now it's larger than that, and that's larger than the GDP of some countries around the world, and that's how much the company that our friend here founded has assets under management. And another very important point is that one of the visions of CPI Capital, the company that I work for, is to be on the list of NMHC top 50 apartment owners, which Bridge Capital currently is. They're number 18 on that list. They own, I believe, 50,000 apartment units that they do own. Talk to us about the transition from being part of such a Goliath of a company into philanthropy, into movie production. Talk to us about that transition, because transition seems to be a common theme that we hear, if it be myself going from building single family homes to co-founding a real estate private equity firm, if it's yourself going, but yours seems to be a much more different type of evolution.
Yeah, well, I started doing a lot of philanthropy in my early 20s. I believe that was a big part of the success of my company. You can call it karma, you can call it the universe, you can call it blessings from God. There's a very real power interested in us doing good, and by choosing to donate a large percentage of my income and my time to making a difference, I believe that made all the impact in growing the company. So I served on many different boards of different child-related charities. I'm the founder of the Child Liberation Foundation, which helps identify and rescue trafficked children and change laws and policies, etc. I was recruited a little over 10 years ago to help and play a key role in a rescue in Colombia that rescued well over 120 children and victims there in those regions. That changed my whole life. I since that time have led or played a key part in over 70 undercover rescue missions in 15 countries. And through our foundation and others that I have helped to fund and to start, well over 5,000 victims are now back with their families. And I was a primary investor in the movie Sound of Freedom, executive producer, and that has now created a global impact and
a movement, I would say, because the Passion of Christ is the same lead that's playing in the movie you produced. Mm-hmm. But when you talk about child or human trafficking, talk about Latin America, Colombia, Mexico, a lot of these regions, is your focus on Latin America, because that happens in Africa, Middle East, Asia? Talk to us. So currently you're working there, but you're hoping to also be global in that sense as well?
We're already global. The movie is become a global phenomenon. We were in Asia. I've been in 52 countries in the last 5 years. Almost every single one of those trips was philanthropy. We spent a bunch of time in Thailand recently and other parts of Asia and Europe, etc., all focused on eradicating child trafficking. Right now, we're building healing retreats and safe houses to help keep the kids safe in Latin America. And that's where our primary focus is right now. But our daughter is a big part of the foundation. She's in Europe, so It's a global movement. There are children everywhere.
Incredible.
That need our help.
And that's a message you're trying to get across. And to get that message across, you need people to support you and support the foundation. The same way in the business of real estate private equity, you need investors to fund it. And you seem to be excellent at that. If it's got to do with buying pieces of real estate with investor capital, if it's got to do gaining support and to start a movement. Talk to us about that when it comes to, if there's some entrepreneurs watching this, or real estate investors, or people, involved in syndication or funds who want to raise capital. You have some advice you can give to them when it comes to raising money, creating connections with individuals to, sign a $50,000, $100,000, $1 million check for them to invest in real estate. You have any advice for them, or kind of for people starting out?
I've got a lot. I'm going to be sharing it this afternoon. You can record some of that. But, I teach people how to get in the door with wealthy investors, how to connect with them on a philanthropic level, but also be able to bring them in to help with some of your real estate stuff. So we raised enormous amounts of money.
Give us some bullet points. Give us just touch on it a bit of how it is. Is it through generating leads? Is it one-on-one? Is it initially going to your friends and family? Give us some pointers.
It's getting in the right rooms with the right people with the right story. That's really what it is. Whether it's, and for me, a lot of the beginning money that I brought in came from going to charity events where wealthy people were there already, building relationships with them. As long as you have the right deal and the right product, getting in the door with the right people is just going to the right conferences, connecting at mastermind groups and sharing leads and information there, going to charity events. Those are all ways that I connected with some of the high net worth guys, and then eventually we had enough of a track record where we could go after the bigger institutional investors.
Incredible. I mean, that's intimate. That's face to face, shaking hands. What do you think about this idea of paid ads? A lot of people have raised hundreds of millions of dollars. A lot of syndicators, if you may, and people they didn't know, and the Jobs Act and the exemptions that exist in Securities Act allows that. But it seems that you are more grassroots. Again, handshakes. What is your thesis on the difference between?
I retired almost 10 years ago from the world, and from that investment world. And so a lot of what I did was, we didn't have all the tech that we have today. I definitely had email campaigns and whatnot, but everybody that I brought in were people that I had a personal relationship with, and was able to build those relationships at these public events.
Incredible. We really appreciate that, Paul. Thanks for taking the time and chatting with us. And we hope to add value as well with our firm and our podcast, CPI Capital, Real Estate Investing Demystified, to your cause. Really appreciate your time.
Wonderful. People you can go to liberatechildren.org and get some more information on the Child Liberation Foundation. You can also go on any of the social media, Liberating Humanity. And
these are nonprofit, or is
the nonprofit is the Child Liberation Foundation. Yes. Liberating Humanity is all about, I even share on Liberating Humanity how to liberate yourself from financial bondage, right? And building a successful company, etc. And we have these healing retreats for adults that want to liberate themselves from addiction and PTSD and anxiety and all of these other things. And so that's all stuff that you can find on liberatinghumanity.com or on any of the social media.
Incredible. Namaste.
All right. Thank
you.